I got a call from my agent saying these people wanted me to do this show, a four-parter miniseries called Farmed and Dangerous, which I took to be a takeoff of Armed and Dangerous, right? Only farmed. So, okay, send me the script. So they sent me the script. They emailed it to me, and I read it off my iPad, and it was very funny. A satire all about the food industry. And I played this character by the name of Buck Marshall, and he's very funny, he's very smart, he's very witty, he's really great at his job. He's the mouthpiece for all of the big factory farm companies, and the International Food Image Bureau, the Industrial Food Image Bureau, called IFIB, which I do quite a bit of in Farmed and Dangerous. It was a great script, and so I said yes, not even knowing that Chipotle was behind it. The Chipotle Mexican grill restaurants, some 1,500 of them around the world. And by the way, I'm on all their cups. Yep, don't forget to mention that. Yes, Chipotle was sponsoring it, but you'd never know it by watching the show itself because there's no product placement. You know, not like. You don't see any burritos on our conference tables, you know. They had a very light footprint for the whole production. And I just approached it as purely a theatrical venture, playing a character in a story that I thought was worth telling, and it discussed a lot of different issues. The most important one being, you know, people should know a little bit more about their food sources and what they're eating. What they're putting inside themselves, and that's the big issue. That's the reason Chipotle sponsored it. That's why they wanted to see it done. I did their first produced one called Battleground, and this is my second Hulu series. Yes, and this stuff that you see on the web series now are just they're quite good. They're as good as any of the big networks. The production staff, the actors, the writing, it's all first rate. I mean, look at that Kevin Spacey thing on Netflix. So I think it's the wave of the future. I think it's a new model for theatrical production, and certainly opens it up to, to have many more options to produce and to make product. A light footprint during a production, but I think in the inception of the project, a very heavy footprint. I think the message has to be there. And I think the writing is key. The writing is most important. To have good writers come up with good stories and good dialogue. It's key. And I know for my character, Buck Marshall in Farmed and Dangerous, they give me all the best lines, so I can't complain. And some of them are quite good and quite funny, and very entertaining. So I think the writing is key. And then of course, you get good people involved in every department, in all aspects, of behind the camera and in front of the camera, and get as good of actors as possible that you can afford. And some of these brands can afford anybody that they want, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then of course, getting more and more directors are gravitating toward the idea of doing web series. I think it's a new market, and an open market, and a great one. I do a lot of, Will Ferrell's group, the Funny or Die people. I do music videos with Eric Warheim for a group called Beach House. I try to stay loose and current, and I try to stay busy is what I try to do. I don't like to go a week without doing something. So, and I have to say that David Lynch and I have discussed that too. He's always said, Ray, Twin Peaks is still there. It's still going on, and he means that in his imagination, in his mind, the town is still there. And who knows what might happen in the future? He adamantly says that there will be no more seasons of Twin Peaks. But I don't know. Stranger things have happened.